Hey guys, hello, bonjour. My name is Naveen and I am from GoFrance, India's only exclusive French educational consultants. Today in this video we are going to see the reasons to study in France as well as some reasons to choose GoFrance for your French education, higher education. So, everyone will say 5 reasons, 10 reasons, right? I'll give you one more bonus, and I'll give you 11 points on why you should choose France. Okay, point number 1. France is number 1 destination in Europe when it comes to accepting international students. It's not Germany, it's France. You'll be surprised. There is at least 400,000 students studying in France from different countries. From India alone, 10,000 students go to France each year. So France is a very huge country for international students, and they accept international students more easily compared to other European countries. Okay, so that is number 1. Reason number 2 is when you decide to study business or management related courses, France is your number 1 stop. You don't have to think about any other country, because France, see, there is totally 110 triple accredited schools, business schools in the world. You know what's triple accreditation, right? So among those 110, France alone has 25 schools. So that's like more than 25% of accredited schools in the world are in France. So if your choice is to study business or management related courses, or let's say MIM is famous in France, MBA is famous in France if you have some experience. I'll compare, okay. So in India there is just 2 schools with triple accreditation. One is IIM Indore, another is IIM Bangalore, Kolkata, and then ISB. But in France, there is like 25 of IIMs, right, where you can choose to study, and where admission is really easy because GMAT is not mandatory and IELTS is not mandatory. So the choice is yours. You can compare the fees and the return on investment on which country is best for studying business and management. Okay. Number 3, 99% of the programs in France has mandatory paid internships, not free. It's paid internships, which means you will have the chance to earn around up to 1,20,000 Indian rupees, which is like 1,500 euros for a month of paid internship. So if your course is, let's say, it could be 24 months, it could be 15 months, right? It could be 12 months, depending upon which course you choose. So every course will have an internship as part of the course itself. So you don't have to apply separately and go for an internship. The program itself has internship inside the coursework. So you will have the work experience, plus you can earn up to 1,20,000 per month. Plus, if you really did good in your internship, you have the chance for the company to kind of give you a work contract after your course is over. So that is there. That is another point. And part-time, when it comes to, any international student would look at part-time as one of the most important, part of their financial planning, right? Because you need some kind of the side income or side hustle, as we call it, to fund your take care of your living expenses at least. So France, especially some cities like Paris, Toulouse or Montpellier, they are really good for easy to find part-time job, because France, is a very famous tourist destination. So a lot of tourists come there, which translates to more part-time jobs as a tourist guide, the shops, etc. So that is one more point. And part-time jobs, France has this legal requirement of payment, and salaries are hardly wages. So part-time jobs, you can earn around 9.76 euros per hour. That translates to 6 lakhs if you work the allowed 20 hours per week limit. If you work for 20 hours per week limit, and if you work for the whole year, you can earn around 6 lakhs. So 6 lakhs from the part-time job, and the minimum of at least 1 lakh or 1,20,000 from your internships, which means 6 to 7 lakhs you can earn when you are there, which means you can pretty much take care of your living expenses this way. Okay, that's another point. And one more which is unique to France, which is not provided in any other country, is in French they call it CAF, which essentially means the French government reimburses your student rent. So let's say I am a student and I got an admit in a school in Paris, and I am looking for accommodation. I found accommodation in Paris is a little bit higher. Other cities, okay. So let's say I got an accommodation in Paris, and it costs me around 300 euros or 400 euros. Okay. So out of that, 30 to 40% of the rent, the government will pay you back. So how this works is you have to enter into a rental contract with the owner of the accommodation. After 3 months, you can apply. Let's say you start your program in September. You find accommodation and everything is going well. You apply for CAF. There is a website to do it. So maybe 1 or 2 months you won't get it immediately, but starting from the 3rd month, you will get 30 to 40% of your rent reimbursed into your account automatically. So that French government wants or supports students such a way that they almost give you 30 to 40% of your money back. Okay, and one more job opportunity. When it comes to job opportunities, of course, it's really important that you learn some kind of basic French to survive when you go there. But all the courses in France has free French language courses integrated into the course, so you don't have to pay separately to attend French classes or to learn French, and which is really helpful when it comes to job, right? Because if you're going to work in France, you should know some kind of at least a basic of B2 level French to communicate with your colleagues, answer your emails, etc. Right? And France has Europe's highest concentration of Fortune 500 companies. Again, it's not Germany, it's France. I mean, we all know that Germany and France are the two biggest economies in Europe, right? So France has Fortune 500 companies. Highest concentration is in France, in the Europe. So whichever course you study, it could be any industry, it could be pharma, it could be automobile, it could be aerospace, any industry, there is job opportunities in France. Even for IT, you might think IT is not that big or that big and famous, but there are really good IT companies. For example, Capgemini is a French company. And then again, all global IT companies has branches in France. So you don't have to worry about finding a job in France. Okay. One more advantage, this is only for Indians. This doesn't apply to any other country nationality that are going to study in France. Okay. For Indians, there is an option to stay there for 2 years after your graduation. But this doesn't apply to any other nationalities. They can only stay back for 1 year. For Indians alone, it's 2 years because India and France they are really improving their strategic partnerships in different areas, and they want to develop the people-to-people connection more and more moving forward. So that's why our country and France have this signed this agreement where French government allows Indian students to stay there for 2 years after the graduation. But please check the course that you are going to study is RNCP certified. So RNCP certified is a certification given by the French government, which means the course is it's of high quality, and it has really good job opportunities as well. So when you choose a course, you should be really careful that it's RNCP certified. If it's not RNCP certified, then you don't get the 2 years stay back. Okay. And another thing is this again is very unique to France because they give something called alumni visa. So how this works is, if I study in France, I graduate in France. Even if I get a job, don't get a job, I work in France, I come back to India, anything, right? Just because I studied and graduated from France, I get a 5-year alumni visa, not for 1 year or 2 years, it's for 5 years. Alumni visa in the sense is just French government showing their appreciation for us as a student and going to study in France. So alumni visa is not just for me, it also, even my dependents, let's say my wife or my kids, even they get an alumni visa, which means if you graduate in 2023, 2024, after your graduation, you can get 5 years of visa, which allows you to travel to France for these 5 years. You can take your family as well. You don't have to separately apply for a visa each time. So that's there. Okay. One more thing is, US is famous for a green card, right? Similarly, in Europe, there is something called blue card. Okay, so what is blue card is, again, it depends upon the type of job contract that you get. So if your job contract is over a certain salary, then you can apply for a EU blue card, which allows you to take all your family to Europe, and you can work anywhere in Europe, and even your family will get automatic work permit without applying separately for it. So that's one opportunity, because France is, it's one of the biggest economies in Europe. So if you study in France, you get an EU blue card, you can work anywhere in France. That is another thing. And PR, of course, every student that goes to another country to look for a better life wants an easy PR process. And in France, again, it's the same thing. let's say if your course is for 2 years, how do you get a PR? I mean, Indians get a preferential treatment, let's say, for PR. So if your course is for 2 years, you just have to work for 3 more years, which means you just have to show 36 months of your salary slip. And then your PR is done, which means 2 years of study and then 3 years of work. So basically it's 5 years. That's really simple process, no questions asked. If you show your 36 months of salary slip, PR is confirmed. And another important thing is application process. See, if you choose US or UK, Australia, etc., right? What is different in France is you don't need IELTS, because like I said, Indian government and French government, they work together, and the French government accepts that students studying in India, I mean, most of our bachelors is fully taught in English, right? So if your bachelor's is, if you did your bachelor's in English, you don't have to write IELTS or show IELTS result. Automatically you can go for application. And most of the triple accredited business schools do not also ask for GMAT. Few do, few don't. If you have a GMAT or IELTS, that is an advantage, but it is not not absolutely mandatory. So that is, again, I think we have covered all 11 points. So that's it for today. We are going to make more videos about why you should choose France, about different courses, about, we'll also answer any of your questions. If you have any questions, you can put in the comment. We'll make a separate video to answer those questions. And that's it, guys. See you in the next video. Bye.